Good morning, folks. Cowboy here. I am headed out to Windmule Acres. We're going to do some little outdoor grilling out there. But before we do all that, we're going to work on some fences. And also, I'm going to introduce you to some favorite friends of mine. So, tag along and I'll see you out there. Windmule Acres. And I will introduce you to the girls. Hence, Windmule. Good morning, Jean and Grace. How are y'all today? Jean, how you doing?
Now, why don't you ask Grace?
So, Grace, how's Jean doing today?
She's doing good, but now, Jean, Mama told us not to talk to any strangers. Grace, you know who that is. That's Cowboy. Yeah, that's Cowboy. Cowboy and neighbor Dave, they came out to South Dakota and picked us up. You know, he drives that loud red box that's got a reindeer following him. You remember?
That's right, I remember. Now, what do you mean, that red box that's got a reindeer following him?
See, Cowboy? We told you. There's that reindeer.
Now, why would a reindeer be following a guy with a white beard? Maybe that's for another video. So, Jean, Grace, tell us a little about yourselves.
Go ahead, Grace. We're Percheron fillies. We're 5 months old.
Well, Grace, how much do you weigh?
Now, Cowboy, you know you don't ask a lady how much she weighs.
Well, then, Grace, how tall are you?
Now, Cowboy, you know you measured us last week. We're 15 hands.
Well, girls, I brought you all a treat. Got you an apple. Would you like an apple?
Yes, but Mama told us not to eat snacks before our oats. Now, Jean, you know that an apple is a fruit. Besides, she's in South Dakota. She won't be able to see us from there.
So here's the rest of the group here. These are the kids. That's Chief there in the front, and back there is Joey. I wonder what they have to say this morning. Chief, what do you got to say?
Cowboy, I think you got some apples. Can I have an apple?
Well, I will in just a second there. Joey, what about you today?
Well, I know that you've got some apples, but you know that I like the core taken out of mine. Could you do that for me, Cowboy?
Well, of course I can.
Well, Cowboy, what are you waiting on?
So I told you that we were going to come out and work on some fencing out here at Windmule Acres. This little device right here is called a spinning jenny. That's 4,000 feet of wire, and thus far, with all these fences that we've been pulling string, we have ran 12,000 feet. Nice big 12-foot gate. 12,000 feet of wire. And by the time we get finished, that middle fence row over there, which is separating paddock 2 and paddock 3, we will have run 16,000 feet plus. Okay, here we are out at Windmule Acres, getting ready to have a little lunch. I'm going to use my Billy Bob outdoor grill for campfires and such. And as you can see, these rotate around. You could put a hanging pot, a Dutch oven on it. And you can also use a little grill there. So we're going to do some steak today, and a potato and an onion grilled in a packet. So let me go ahead and get the campfire started, and we'll see how it turns out. So we've got a little packet there of diced up onions and potatoes, a little olive oil, salt and pepper. Going to get ready to enclose them up in that foil and get them started. All right, I've got the steak prepared. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is a sirloin tip, and I took them and I cut it into 3 pieces, and then I took a hammer and I pounded it. Some people might call that a cutlet. Some others might call it a pie, but I just call it thin strips of beef. I put some olive oil on it, put a little salt and pepper. Gonna let it sit there, and then I'll flip it over and do the same thing. Then we'll go throw it on the grill. Only gonna take a couple of minutes. Okay, so we let that season a little bit, so we've got these strips. We're gonna throw them on the grill. I don't know if you heard that nice sizzle. That's pretty doggone hot. Now that ain't gonna take long. So we're going to go ahead and flip these and see how fast that's cooking. You need to have some tough fingers to do this, otherwise you're going to burn yourself. Look at that. We'll let that go for a few more minutes. Okay, steak looks like it's done. You don't need any utensils. All you gotta do is just tear it. Tender. And over here, we got our onions and potatoes. We don't use any utensils. I don't know about you all, but I'm hungry. I'll see you on down the road.